Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 24 and another part of our career mode today. We are back with the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort after the summer break. We've got plenty of resource points to spend to try and get our car up and running. We might have spent them towards the end of last episode, but they've certainly not saved. I can't even remember what I went for in the end. What did I go for? Did I go for the for that? Well, Russell's going for that one anyway. I've got the reshaped combustor. Yeah, maybe I didn't. Anyway, but yeah, thank you for the support on the series so far. Of course, last time out we had our best performance of the season so far, our third win of the year at Belgium, and ending the winning streak of George Russell. As a team, Mercedes, we have won 5 in a row now, but even so, we're not really anywhere close to Max Verstappen, who is still miles and miles ahead at the top after his 6 wins in the first 8 races. It's going to be interesting to see whether he can keep that form going, because recently 4th, 6th, the DNF 2nd, 4th. He needs to get back into some good form, and very, very soon, if he wants to hold on to his championship victory. What we're going to do, though, for the start of this is we are going to set ourselves some goals. Average cut, yeah, that's fine. 6 laps without any penalties. Yeah, that seems good. Quality assurance. Well, we don't have flashbacks anyway, so that's absolutely fine to get that one in there. Right, let's go forward. We've got some ERS coolant come through.
Fabricated, and we're going to have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
There we go, some weekly resources in, so now we can go and buy that aerodynamic update that we were thinking of. So it's either the redesigned brake ducts or the front. I think go for the front wing end plates personally, and they will be on the car after Baku, ready for Singapore. So that sounds good. That's a major upgrade for us, and will help us to keep going with our advantage. That's the plan anyway. Let's keep going. As Russell's other one come through? Yes, it has. And we're ready now for the race weekend here in Zandvoort. Starting to get a little bit twitchy about the Ferrari deal. We haven't had another secret meeting for a little while, so we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, it's another normal weekend, so I'll see you guys for qualifying and see if we can keep up our form from Spa.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at Zandvoort for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
Okay, here we are down on track then, ready for qualifying. Pace has been okay in practice, but as always, need to add a little bit more front wing, take off a little bit of rear. But yeah, fingers crossed we can find some extra pace in qualifying and get ourselves through. Otherwise, it could be another Hungary on the cards here. All right, then here we come with our first flying lap. Verstappen's just putting a 1:10.2. What can we do as we head up to the line to 1:10.7? It's about half a second off the pace, and yeah, you keep doing that. Keep catching that grass on the outside of turn 1, and it is affecting our entry into there. And yeah, I think we're probably going to need another lap there, because the track will ramp up towards the end of the session. Whether we need another set of tyres or not, I'm not entirely sure. I think, you know, tyre wear's pretty good around here, so I think we can probably just go around again. We're just a 10th off George Russell at the minute, but I'm a little bit too close for comfort with some of these people down at the bottom. But, you know, I guess, are they really going to make up 7/10 of a second? I'm not sure they are, so we might risk it. Let's see if we get through in the end. And yes, we do rather comfortably in the end, actually. In 8th place with a 110.7. More to come in Q2 and 3. Right then, here we come up to the line in Q2. It's a 1:10.3, much better time this time around. We'll certainly settle for that. That should be enough to get through, really. But yeah, 4/10 improvement, and I still think there's more to come from that, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
So let's head back to the garage and see what we can do. And there we are then, comfortably through to Q3, but it's going to be an almighty battle for pole position. But we're just a little bit off that battle at the moment, it would seem. Couple of tenths at least. Well, here we go then. We're coming up towards the start-finish line. We made a little mistake in the final sector, but still pulled out a 1:10.3. We'll certainly settle for that. It's not anywhere near enough for pole position at the moment. I think it's just so close out there. Actually clocked in at a 1:10.4, but George Russell a 1:09.8, and now Piastri a 1:09.7. We are 10th of 10 with our first lap in Q3. That is a bit of a shock, to be honest, a shock to the system. Now, it is a pretty short lap round here. I don't know whether we could get round and do another lap. We possibly could, or at least try.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Well, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go around again, I think. Give it another go, and then come in and put a new set of boots on. Well, it's not an absolutely brilliant lap, but it's 2.5 tenths quicker, and it gets us into the 1:10.1s, which now puts us back up in towards P7. I think a new set of boots, and we can really give this a go. Well, here we go then, 4 tenths quicker. This is going to be really close, up to the line to 1:09.7.
Okay, good job, mate. Really,
and
really
that
well
is
done.
pole
That was a
position.
fantastic
Come
drive.
on.
Bring it home.
Yes. Well, I mean, we absolutely pulled everything out that we could in that lap. It was our best lap of the weekend, and that is what we needed to do in the end to just pip Oscar Piastri to pole position. George Russell will start 3rd with a 1:09.8 there. Max Verstappen 4th. Leclerc in 5th. Sainz 6th, all within 2 tenths of a second of pole position. Then Alonso, Norris, Stroll, and Perez rounding out the top 10. It's going to be an exciting race. Let's see if we can come out with another victory.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and to the Zandvoort circuit. We're 25 miles away from Amsterdam for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. Zandvoort circuit has 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Stroll, Perez, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Magnussen, Ocon, Albon, Bottas, Ricciardo, Joe, and Logan Sargent. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me for the first time this season here in the commentary box, Naomi Schiff. Hello, Gnomes. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Okay, well then, here we are, ready for the race. And, well, they're suggesting softs then mediums. I think that's a sensible strategy, but I do like the old undercut. You know, I do like that. So I am going to pull it forward a couple of laps to lap 9 to give us that opportunity to get in and hopefully out ahead of the crowd. It is going to be really, really tough to hold on, I think. But we'll give it our all. We will give it our all. Piastri's going to push us close, as is Russell. Max Verstappen is up there as well.
Closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
I mean, our advantage is that there's no DRS until the end of lap 2. Really.
As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
You know, we've got that one in the middle sector, but you're not really going to get an overtake there. So we've got a chance to try and get a second ahead. I think if we can get a second ahead, we can use our pace through that middle sector to good effect like we did in Belgium. But I think this is going to be a really tough Grand Prix. Here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Zandvoort, and it's a decent start off the grid. Piastri is having a little look down the inside. We leave him the space, but we should be able to get the power down before him, but he is still on that inside, and we fly back round the outside in towards turn 3, and we lead this Dutch Grand Prix. It's a decent start for us, and that's exactly what we needed, as I say, just to make sure that we can start to get our rhythm in this race. Achieve step 1 of trying to get a second ahead. That's the plan, but no stress so far. A little bit of ARS usage through this sector. This is going to be the real place where we have to make up the time, because we cannot possibly be only a second ahead come next lap. So here we go. We're going to use ARS to try and pull forward on this straight. We got a little bit
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap.
of
You can
pressure
use it when you're within 1 second of the car
from
ahead
Oscar
and in the DRS
Piastri.
zone.
But we lead at the moment. We're going into hot lap mode now to try and forge ahead in this first sector. It's not working. Piastri right behind us here. Deal. Piastri's going to have DRS on this straight, and he is close enough to possibly make a move here. Well, we've gained some time on this lap. 0.6 of a second
Great work.
ahead
That's
now.
the new fastest lap of the race.
So maybe just finding that rhythm just a little here. But we lead on lap 3 of this Grand Prix. Well, George Russell having a look down the inside here. He's come from nowhere, managed to pass Piastri. Now having a look down our inside, but yeah, nicely held off, and yeah, we took the high line there to get a better exit, and it worked out. Just got to try and keep that lead. It's going to be difficult this time, though, because he is right behind us. Yeah, look at that front left tyre. I think it maybe took a little bit of damage when we made just a little bit of contact there with George Russell. That's going to hurt us in the second half of this stint. Well, we're going to go over to the inside, try and defend from George Russell. Yeah, nicely done. Well, we're coming into the pits this lap, so we need to defend from George Russell, which we've been very successful at so far, managing to stay in the lead of this Grand Prix. And now we'll be coming in at the end of this lap, putting on medium tyres, and hopefully able to reap the rewards of a bit of an undercut here. It's quite amazing. The whole field has stayed very close to us. It's a bit of a Hamilton train at the moment, but nobody can get past because we've managed to, well, we are managing to save our ERS up and then use it to defend on the main straight. Obviously, our pace is a bit compromised with the damage to the front left tyre. But we're all good. And we're now ready to come into the pit lane and have our 2.9 second pit stop here, as we've come so accustomed to. Right, we're in. Did I get a warning there? Yeah, I got a warning for some reason. No idea why. Alright, anyway, we're away in 2.9. And Verstappen has just taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Don't quite know how Verstappen managed that.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
But... oh! Wow. Crossed the white line. Didn't mean to. Only got a warning for it. Very lucky. Could have been a drive-through penalty, that. Now, have we got a bit of damage to our front wing or something? Because we just don't seem to have the turning.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, Lewis, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go.
But yeah, now we need to really pick up the pace and start putting on the pressure to the leaders. We do feel like if we can get more than a second in front, then we'll be in a really good place. And here we go then, we've got a lot of the guys that we were battling in the pit lane. There is Max Verstappen though, he's coming round. Is he going to overcut us here? Yes, he is. Max Verstappen is now into the lead of this Dutch Grand Prix. And that is huge. Don't know how he's really managed to overcut us, to be perfectly honest. Already a second ahead as well now. So yeah, I think Max is gone. George will be coming into the pits this lap, I would imagine. Yeah.
Okay, George is coming in for his stop.
Let's see if we manage to get an undercut on him. Let's see, but here comes Charles Leclerc. He's having a look. But we managed to hold it round the outside rather beautifully there. George Russell is behind. He's quite a significant way behind as well. So it's worked on George, but Max Verstappen, well, he's got the pace here. He must have put in an almighty in-lap and pit stop. Leclerc, and he's made his way through. Oh, Leclerc, massive lock up there though.
Conservative burn rate, or you might want to try some lifting or gentle braking to recharge.
And that puts us back into second position. That was a huge lock up from Charles Leclerc. Big mistake. And it keeps us in front. And there goes Lando Norris. He's through up into second position.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
Not a lot we could do about that. Okay, right behind us again. Just seem unable to fight here. DRS will close us in. Touch. Oh no, look at the engine. The engine's gone. It's an engine failure here in Zandvoort. Just as we were looking to close in on Norris, try and get a second position. We are out. And it's our second engine failure of the season. Wow, that is very disappointing. But we are out of the Dutch Grand Prix.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And I just absolutely love the scenes of that in-lap today. You could see how much this meant to the crowd, and you know that for the driver that's going to mean so much. You look up to the crowd and you know that the majority of them there are there for you today. So it was a great day to make it count.
Wow, very disappointing
Red Bull
there.
are winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
I mean, we weren't at our best today. We knew it was going to be tough, but we were fighting for second position. We've lost out to George. We've lost out to Charles. But more importantly, Max Verstappen gets back on top for the first time in a long time. And he will be absolutely delighted with that.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, it was George Russell that finished second in the end. Yeah, he managed to get ahead of Lando Norris. He moves 16 points ahead of us in the championship now. In the race for second in the championship, Leclerc is 11 points ahead of us, but that's a real shame, and it's gonna affect our rating, even though we couldn't do anything about it. We might drop back down to 90 here. Let's have a look. Oh no, we do just edge on a little bit from 91. Recognition stays the same. And well, most things should go up. There we go. But yeah, disappointing to have an engine failure. Will give us some resource points, but that's the second of the season. And yeah, it shows us we're doing the right thing here with trying to move to Ferrari. Are we going to get another secret meeting just before Monza? No, apparently not. Well, there you go, 320 resource points in the bag. But there it is then. It was a turbocharger that went. That is gone now. Yeah, we're going to have to make sure that it's a nice fresh engine for Monza. Because it is going to be obviously a very power heavy race. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. Well, that has ended the Mercedes streak, but I suppose, you know, there's nothing we could do about it. But we'll be back next time out for one of my favourite races of the season, the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. If you have enjoyed that, then give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.